Okay, Jeep TJ cold air intake. So we all know originally that, well, we know that TJs have a issue with heat under the hood in the engine compartment. So the original the original air intake comes here and goes over the top of the engine. Box is right here. That's a lot of heat because you're going over the engine with that air. So then I'm thinking, well, I can put a snorkel on it. I think snorkels look really cool. But again, the snorkel, the tubing comes over the top of the engine where all the heat's at. And then there's a kit where they go through the firewall somewhere in here, and the air filter goes behind it under the I think it's called a cowl, which is kind of cool. But then one, you have to take the cowl off to change the air filter. Two, again, it goes over the top of the engine. So I'm trying to think, how can I actually get real actual cold air in here, cooler air, without having to go over the top of the engine? So what I did, you will see, is this. Underneath the brake booster, there's a really large hole, almost big enough for a battery. So I went to the auto parts store, got this elbow, you see right here. This is part of the original tube with the air filter system. This is exhaust wrapping for like a motorcycle. So the heat wrap, so I put that on there to help keep it cool. And then I put the air filter right here. And this is heat shield to help keep a lot of the heat from the engine bay off of it. And it's a really big area, and if it's very far up off the ground, so I'm not so worried about mud and water and stuff getting in there. But I did a bunch of wrapping in there just to help protect it. But now the air, there's actually a small hole down here, so the air kind of comes up. The tires are going to kick more air up through there. But now I'm getting actual fresh air, and I'm not having to go over the top of the engine at all. And I've noticed a big difference, a very simple way, with just a little elbow I purchased at the auto parts store, the heat wrap, which I would assume helps, and then just this performance filter. It's much less expensive than a K&N filter. I guess pretty much the same thing. It's washable and all that. So this is what I did with my TJ for the cold air intake. Maybe something you want to try. It seems to work really well. Opens a bunch of space up. Of course, if I wanted to ever put anything here, I guess, I don't know, maybe a big semi-air horn, something like that. Anyway, think about it. It works really good for me. There you go.